Single, unmarried women demanding love from men. Demanding it, huh?
I just want to be loved in the way that I love others.
So it turns out my husband doesn't love me anymore. How did I figure this out, you ask? Well, it's quite simple. I'm here.
If it has anything to do with the way you speak, I'm not surprised.
Oh, for the drug dealers and the scammers.
I am surprised why he loved you in the first place.
I want a stable man.
I need a man. Yes, I said it. I need a man.
A man. For these women are a last resort when the independent lifestyle don't work out.
Second rant of the day. What the f is dating so hard in this day and age? Like,
I would like to be loved properly.
Can someone explain to me what it is that men get in return for being a providing man?
What these men get
Yeah, she's asking the right questions.
return is a knife stuck in their backs after many sacrifices. Kindly subscribe to the channel as it is our sole form of support. Thank you.
I'm in a mood right now to be prioritized, to be loved, to be appreciated, to be cherished. Yeah, that's just what I'm in a mood for right now. And I don't think that mood's gonna change anytime soon. Yeah, I'm in a mood to get what I deserve.
Oh, see, that's where you lost me.
For sure.
That's where you lost me. So these women, these American women that grew up under, well, yeah, like chivalry. It's very heavy in our culture, chivalry. So this woman here, she thinks because she's a woman, she immediately deserves to be cherished because that's how a lot of these modern women think. They are a woman, so they should be pedestalized. They should be given gifts. They should be treated differently, right? But then again, they go back and forth. Treat me differently. Don't treat me differently. Equality, chivalry. It's back and forth, and men are just expected to bow down in compliance and be just, standing there with a shit-eating grin, ready to give them what they ask for. But this woman here is talking about what I deserve. She wants to be cherished because she is a woman and believes she deserves that. But these women need to adopt more of a mindset of, let me become the type of woman that a man would want to cherish. And they should start to get away from the mindset that I'm a woman, therefore I deserve to be cherished. No, become a woman a man wants to cherish. And maybe then you'll have an easier time dating. So many of these women talk about how difficult it is out here to find a man when they've really got it easier than they've ever had it. Go on dating apps, swipe, ta-da, you've got leads. You've got men interested in you, and it's still not enough. But again, it's their own decisions. They don't know how to swipe accurately. They don't know how to swipe on men who will actually commit to them. So again, it's really just the consequences of their own actions. But yeah, I mean, become a woman a man would want to cherish, and maybe you will get and become cherished, right?
a man, I need to be outside, but I don't like being outside, so I'm just gonna walk outside and hope that works.
50 years old, single, I'm dating, found nothing but lying assholes. Very confusing because I am a freaking delight.
There it is again, right? Oh, we found nothing but freaking assholes. Men don't want to love me, blah, blah, blah. I mean, listen, so you're not going to do any like self-reflection. You're just immediately going to assume you're the absolute pinnacle of humanity. 50 years old, you're single. There's a reason. There's a reason.
To be around. Delightful. About to become an asshole.
I'm getting too old for the drug dealers and the scammers. Like, I want a stable man. I want a good man. I want a man that has money coming in legally. He's smart as shit. It could teach me something.
I would say good for you, right? But what I'm going to say is leave those guys alone because girls like that usually turn into girls like this.
Good morning, starshine. The earth says hello.
People only change when they are full.
Damn, that's a good clip, actually. Very good. That was a really good clip. He was able to, yeah, that's a good clip, man. Exactly right. That's exactly right. These types of women, and this is the thing, man. These women get on this roller coaster with these bad boys and these drug dealers, and they can handle that when they're younger. They can handle that just exhausting up and downs, and they like it. They definitely like it. But it gets to a point to where they get older and they start to kind of get tired of it. And then they start asking, where's the good guy? Where's the stable man? Let me get a shot at him. And then they end up being this woman here, calling him corny. You're just not built for it.
The earth says hello.
People only change when they are forced to. Even then, some persist. Women have no accountability, therefore, no change.
And some women, they never learn.
Imagine being a good man, then having to put up with a woman whose baby daddy is a drug dealer or a gangbanger. I can never. Basically, if she was still younger, she would still be dating drug dealers and scammers. What?
That's right. If she was still younger, she would still be doing it. Yeah, exactly. They start to get older, and then they become a little bit fatigued at the ups and downs and the chaos. And they want a breather. Give me a fucking breather from this guy. Let me get a shot at a nice guy. And, I mean, truthfully, you don't deserve those men. You don't deserve those guys.
Is it always after they get ran through by Glocktavius, they will be a good man now?
Bro?
That is absolutely correct. Women who are used to have a toxic lifestyle dealing with those types of guys cannot come into a good man's life. They tend to ruin those. They get bored of those men. They're so used to the drama, emotional roller coasters, and instability that when they meet a man who's genuinely kind, stable, and caring, they don't know how to handle it. These women may subconsciously seek out chaos and in turn end up sabotaging the relationship. They might get bored because they don't understand or appreciate what a healthy relationship looks like. And I know you guys see a pattern here. These women always want...
Well, you can pretty much guarantee they'll come to that realization that they want this nice, good guy when they become less attractive in the eyes of a man. They start thinking about this and operating this way when they pretty much exit their 20s, 30, maybe late 20s. But typically it's going to be around, like 30 if they find themselves still single, probably single moms. And then they decide, give the good guy a shot. Well, why not?
Good men, once they finish having fun with the toxic guys. Don't be a victim.
I'm tired. I am. I just want to be loved in the way that I love others, I just want to cook and clean for somebody that buys me bags.
Just as long as you know you're not getting that from me.
I want you all to understand something. Men are not confused. Men know exactly what they want, how they want it, and it's in a man's nature to chase what he wants. So if a man is not chasing you, he does not want you. If a man is not reaching out to you, it's because he does not want to talk to you. If a man's not going out of his way to see you, it is because he does not want to see you. And that is the damn truth. And I want you guys to all understand that if a guy is not doing any of these things, just walk away.
See, they just expect you to prioritize them in every way possible. I don't know, maybe the guy's busy. Maybe he's got a busy schedule. Maybe he's prioritizing his work over you. A lot of these women have this idea, if he really is into you, he'll just drop everything and prioritize you in every aspect possible. And ultimately, these women will end up really not being that interested in those types of guys. So what are you fucking talking about?
Flourish until someone else comes into your life that wants to talk to you, that wants to see you, that will go out of their way to see you and talk to you. And a man that is not too busy to spend time with you.
So you can't be busy. Can't be too busy. You're just expected to drop everything and prioritize them.
Man to invest his time, effort, and resources into a woman, she must show that she's worthy of such treatment. Men are no longer giving out their attention for free, especially after seeing how often it's taken for granted. If a woman wants to be pursued, she needs to prove that she brings something valuable to the table. It's no longer enough just to be present or look good. Men are looking for someone who appreciates their efforts and reciprocates in meaningful ways. If a woman wants to be taken out on dates, she must earn it by demonstrating respect, loyalty, and an understanding of what a balanced partnership looks like. Men are simple in their needs. They want peace, respect, and appreciation. But women have complicated things to the point where many men don't even bother trying anymore. They've seen the games, the drama, and the entitlement, and it's caused them to pull back.
This is your reminder that men won't leave you crying, confused, and questioning your worth. That's a boy.
Y'all, where the regular men at that like to do regular stuff? I'm not talking about these new luxury men, these new type of men. I'm talking about old school dudes that like to do old school stuff. That's what I'm talking about. Where they at? Where the regular guys at?
Those men are in their house, minding their business and staying away from the drama. That's the only place that I know where these men are located, or maybe you can find some of them overseas.
Hi. I know I mostly make stupid TikToks, but I felt I need to say something because I've had a bad night.
I am done with dating apps. I really am. I've been on a mission to try to meet a man out in real life because that's got to still happen sometimes, right? But I will say doing this experiment has made me realize why we use dating.
Yo, just imagine. Imagine this girl without all of this. Just imagine. This is not your real appearance. It's completely fake.
I feel like it's
Look at that.
instant gratification. You feel like every single in LA is accessible on the palm of your hand. But I don't love that way of dating. And I really want to try to meet somebody the old-fashioned way.
And in her opinion, I haven't heard this clip. I wonder what her opinion or what she thinks is the old-fashioned way.
It's tough and it's hard to stay patient. But if you're following me on this journey, listen, we're still trying. We're not giving up.
I just feel like I need to address something.
Guess we won't.
Women, why did you fight for rights to work? Like, what the fuck were you actually thinking at that time? Because, like, I hope you're happy. I hope you're proud of yourselves that I have to get up and I have to go to work when I could have been just sitting in the kitchen. I hope it hunts you because, okay.
Well, that's because women want to prove they are strong and independent. And now many of them wish they would have stayed in the kitchen cooking because working is just tough on them. These are often influenced by societal pressures or the narrative that they don't need a man. While independence can be empowering, many are now realizing the cost it comes with. The reality of working long hours, facing high stress and managing everything on their own isn't as glamorous as it was made out to be. A lot of women now admit that maintaining a career and independence can be exhausting, both mentally and physically. Some are starting to wish they had embraced more traditional roles, like staying at home, cooking, and focusing on family, because working full-time and trying to balance everything is tough. For the women who hate working and are suffering because of this, you can just point your fingers at women. The men aren't to be blamed this time.
Okay, so I'm going on a date, so the top, the pants, and the heels are all from Zara. Jewelry is just random, and then I have hoops. All right, let's see how this goes.
So it turns out my husband...
That's a great way to be placed in the fuck zone only. Look at what this chick is wearing. Oh, you're absolutely getting smashed, and that's it.
Goes.
And then all the makeup too. Like, yeah, this is just a woman prioritizing and optimizing for short-term mating. She's completely neglecting all the other qualities that a man looks for when it comes to actually looking for a long-term girlfriend or a potential wife. And a lot of these women, really, they just look like streetwalkers. It's pretty crazy, actually, how these women dress, all the makeup they put on. Like, you go back to a time, these women would be considered like hookers. So, and hooking is literally just short-term mating, in exchange for resources. Well, which seems like a lot of these women optimize for. But again, just imagine waking up next to this woman after a one-night stand. She stays the night, You wake up next to her. She probably maybe she took off her makeup. Just imagine how this woman really looks.
Pants, and the heels are all from Zara.
Husband doesn't love me. So it turns out my husband doesn't love me anymore. How did I figure this out, you ask? Well, it's quite simple. Every day since we moved in together, I have woken up to a text message.
Fuck, dude. I'm already exhausted. She's got the hand gestures going. She's loud. Already insufferable.
Also,
sorry.
I love, I hope you have an amazing... How did I figure this out, you ask? Well, it's quite simple. Every day since we moved in together, I have woken up to a text message that says, "Good morning, my love. I hope you have an amazing day." The only day I don't get this is on Sunday because he's off. Also, every morning he kisses me on my forehead. It's not anything crazy, but it's like enough to not wake me up too much, but just a little bit to know, like, I love you. So what did I get this morning? Absolutely nothing. Not a text message, not a kiss, not a phone call, not a notification, not a pat on the shoulder. Who hurt you? What did I do to you? Are we fighting? Are you mad at me? Do you not love me anymore? Are we not married? Are we divorced?
Where's the heck to a girl when you need her? No, in all seriousness, it's not because he just suddenly doesn't love you. It's most likely because he was stressed or running late, but there is a slight chance that maybe he's upset at you.
Now, it's over the last 2 years. I'm just so tired of them. I feel like it doesn't get me anywhere, or it's like really bad on my self-esteem, whatever. Girl.
Shit, I fast forwarded too much. Is she talking about dating apps? I don't want to hear this woman yap. No. This woman here should be thanking and getting on her knees, thanking this man every day that he treats her like she is some lady, classy lady. I mean, listen to the way she speaks. I can't fathom why a man would get with such a masculine woman. I really don't get it. It makes me think some of these guys out here might be like gay or something. Because why do you want to be with like a man? I don't get it.
Receive the same energy for a long time, it can wear him down, especially when it's becoming a norm.
I have been on dating apps for the last 2 years. I'm just so tired of them. I feel like it doesn't get me anywhere, or it's like really bad on my self-esteem, whatever. Girls, I know you get it. But I have a bunch of weekends off. I don't work another weekend until the end of October, and I wanted to make the most of my time. So it was like, let's try and meet someone in the wild and just like put yourself out there more. So if you have any recommendations of like types of places to go on the weekends.
Yeah, a bar. Go to a bar. That. Don't try to go to a grocery store and make yourself look lost, or go to a coffee shop and try to put on this complete phony facade that you're this pure, virtuous woman. And any man, if he saw and laid eyes on you, he wouldn't be able to resist the urge to go up and talk to you. This is what these ladies do. The dating apps don't work. Let me go try to make myself approachable. And again, look at the data. This is not how the two most common ways people are meeting is online and in bars / restaurants, clubs, where drinks are. Not even clubs. It's like, it's bars and restaurants. So go to a bar like that. Those are pretty much your two options. Or you could try meeting someone through a friend of a friend. But this fucking Hail Mary, these women deploy and just hoping that they're going to be swept off their feet by Prince Charming at a Starbucks. It's comical. It really is comical.
Just like read or get work done. That I could possibly meet someone at, like a coffee shop or a park or something. Like, do you guys have tips? Do you guys do this?
Oh, you're so naive.
Can you share some advice, please?
So it's another year, another fall, and guess what? I'm still single. Do you want to know why? Oh, I'll tell you why. It's because you won't stop playing games. But guess what I want to do? I want to go to an apple orchard and pick apples off a tree And then I want to go carve pumpkins, okay? That's what I want to do. And I want to do spooky things. Watch movies, hocus pocus. But we can't do that until you're done playing games, all right? So will you do that for me? Please, for the love of God.
Bro, that is a thick accent. What is it? That's Boston, right? Anybody in Boston can attest? Is that the accent, or is that a harsh New Yorker accent?
Let's get spooky.
No, ma'am. The reason why you're single is because you have an OnlyFans link attached to your profile.
Of course.
Only a man who vibrates at a low frequency would feel comfortable with his woman being shown all over the world. It's probably why that man is playing games. He just maybe feels embarrassed by you.
Do you think that it's outdated to expect a man to pay for the first date?
Actually, I think men should always pay. There's a subset of men who believe...
There you go, boom. So immediately she just disqualified herself from chivalry. She immediately dropped the F-bomb. Boom, disqualified. First sentence I hear out of this woman's mouth. I've never heard her before. My first impression, I get hit, slapped with fuck. Nice. Nope, disqualified. Disqualified. You are not a feminine, virtuous woman who speaks like a woman and embodies femininity. DQ'd, equality in modern society, feminism, nope, get fucked.
50-50, but they don't have 50-50 criteria. Are they dating women who don't wear any makeup? Are they dating women who don't look incredibly nice compared to him on the date? Like, there is an economies of dating. Also, they think stuff like, I don't want to date a gold digger. Do you have gold to dig? No one's trying to dig your gold if you paid for the date.
There's so many expectation of a man. There's even women who expect men to pay for their babysitter.
This woman sucks.
They go on a date. Just where is the line drawn exactly? And that kind of thinking is outdated and needs to be thrown away. We're not living in the 60s anymore. Today's women are not the same women as back then. And why is your makeup and lifestyle a man's responsibility on a date anyway? This is like saying you need to pay my mortgage before you can even dream of a house. And does one day of makeup cost $50 or something? I'm confused. What are you talking about, madam?
And with no hose. Where are you? What are you doing?
Working, chilling, and probably ignoring people.
Can someone explain to me what it is that men get in return for being a providing man? I'm talking about the men that show up emotionally, physically, financially, and never complain because they take pride in providing for the woman in their life. It actually makes them feel good to see the women in their lives happy. What do they get in return other than these narcissistic, nagging, controlling women? These women will put everything on the internet. Outfit of the day goes on the internet. Relationship in trouble, go to the internet. Dating advice, go to the internet. Horrible dating scene, go to the internet. What is it that these women are giving in return if they don't want to cook, they don't want to clean, they don't want to have children, they don't want to give anything in return other than simply existing and looking pretty? And the majority of women are not even attractive enough to be having a laundry list of expectations. Let's just be fucking for real. You take off the filters, you take off the Botox, you take the lip filler away, you take the lashes away, you have not an attractive woman. Or at least not a 10 out of 10 like these women have their inflated egos. So you get to be treated like shit. You get to be called narcissistic. If you have money, she's going to call you broke. She's going to pretend that she's like this victim, but behind the scenes, you're providing for her while she sits on her phone and seeks attention from other men. So tell me, what is the incentive for these men to continue to provide for these women who do nothing but shit on them all day long? And then if they actually decide to commit to these women because these women love to put on a show and know how to fake a good personality to get the ring or get the bag, and he actually runs the risk of losing everything that he worked so hard for. These women are not worth paying for submission. So make it make sense. What is it that incentivizes a providing man to continue to look for a good woman? Okay, bye.
Tens of thousands of dollars of attorney's fees.
Well, the thing is if you do try to pay for a woman's submission and you're not able to, one, get it from a woman who naturally is that way, which would be a naturally feminine woman, and two, she has enough genuine desire to want to be with you and stay with you. Like if you approach it with how a lot of these modern women want you to approach it, literally paying for their femininity, literally paying for their submission because there's a lack of genuine desire there, and you approach it with, let me try to pay to get this submission instead of let me try to pull out the genuine desire to get this submission, you're more likely to get divorced and taken for a ride. They're going to try to get you get themselves set up with alimony. So if you do take that approach, trying to pay for submission, pay for attraction, pay for femininity, bribe them, you're more likely to be divorced and then bled dry of your resources. So that's why that's a silly approach that a lot of these women say you should take. Pay for my femininity. Pay for my submission. Well, they're going to take your money and run. 70 to 90%. 70 to 90%. You know, the other day, was it yesterday, I was talking with a guy, and one of my videos I made got brought up, and then I don't think he really knew like my channel or whatnot, but I was having a conversation with someone else, and then he told me, oh yeah, that happened to me a year ago. My wife divorced me, 12 years, a 12-year marriage, 2 children. She just left. And, you know, I didn't pry into it too much because I didn't want to get too personal with him. But it's just right in front of my eyes. I make these videos all the time, and I had this guy sitting next to me. He told me, 12-year marriage, she ended it, 2 children, for really just cuz, you know. So, pretty crazy. I just see that shit play out right in front of my eyes. It's all over, left and right. These women are bouncing. They're flaky. They're fickle. They're masculine. They have feminist foundations. They want you to be chivalrous to them, but they aren't women who deserve chivalry. They want you to cherish them, but they're not women that a man would want to cherish. Don't get it, man. I don't get it. Well, I mean, yeah.
They have an American woman as a wife, they get nothing.
Correct.
If they have a wife that was raised overseas, he will have a very loving partner. I gave 13 years of love, financial support, emotional support, fulfilled her dreams of buying a farm, and paid for the lot. She just walks away to be with someone else. Us good men get used and abused, while the ones in prison gets pampered and cared for. The only thing that these men get in return for providing is get to be called a real man for sacrificing himself while providing. Basically, the rewards that these men get for providing is get used. Many men are told that being a real man means sacrificing themselves for their partner and providing without question. But what's the reward for all that sacrifice? For a lot of these men, it's not appreciation or respect. Instead, they end up being used.
Well, Cosmic Verse, he gets it. He's got pretty good commentary. And ultimately, in my opinion, if you're being called a real man by a modern woman, chances are you're doing some hardcore simping and prioritizing a woman's needs above your own for simply no other reason than the fact that she is a female and you are being taken for a ride. So if you get called a real man, I'm going to question myself a little bit. You know, when I get comments from women saying, oh, you're a toxic they don't usually say that. They'll just call me toxic. Personally, I find great fulfillment from those comments. It makes me really happy. And then usually I tell them, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and turn it up a notch. I'm going to embrace my toxic masculinity. Because at this point, it's kind of a fucking compliment, and it's a insult, really, if they call you a real man. Because it's kind of the same thing, like, oh, you're your husband material, or what? Kind of like that. It's like, oh, you're a real man. You're a real man. You don't really see your value. You see the value in women, but you don't see the value in yourself. But on that note, I'm going to go ahead and leave the video about 30 minutes in. So I've kind of had trouble lately, like speaking for some reason. I've been learning a second language, and I think it's kind of fucking up my English in a weird way. So I got to be careful with that. Maybe I'll start working on my English to become a better speaker. But yeah, if you made it this far, I appreciate you, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Check out some of the other clips and videos on the channel, and I'll see you later.